Here's the first one.
Okay.
The girl I've been dating for 2 months never goes for the check. Now, I didn't mind getting the check the first few dates, but she doesn't even look at the bill when it comes. Am I being too sensitive, or is she taking advantage of me?
This is just classic non-communication.
Right.
The expectations are the downfall of any relationship. Like,
Mm.
you are coming into it thinking one thing, and she's coming into it thinking a total other, and you haven't said a word betwixt you. Like, you gonna have to say, "Oh, in a relationship, I'd like to, at some points in time, split things like the bill." Like, this
So is
seems, like,
that
easy to me to
but
talk about it.
but it also feels kind of awkward because you don't want to accuse the person of
No.
taking advantage of you. So do you, or is this one of those situations where you're at dinner and then the server comes over and they go, "All right, would you want one check or two?" And you go, "Oh, we'll split it."
You
Or do
could.
you say, "Hey, girl, you need to pick up the other half"?
No, I think maybe, I mean, that's one way to do it at dinner, but I think you can have a conversation about it outside of having a dinner, where you're like, "Hey, so what are your expectations for, when we go out and do things, bar nights or dinners or movies?" Because, I was hoping eventually we could get to a point where maybe at some point I pick up the tab, at some point you pick up. You don't ever have to imply that you feel like they're taking advantage. You're
Mm.
just saying what your expectations are, I guess.
I'm curious, have you ever had to have that conversation before about who picks up the check and who doesn't, or what the agreement is between the two of you?
Yeah.
Text hits in that message to 96893. Here's another confession. I have a coworker named Eric. Editor's note here, I took out his last name because they put Eric.
Okay, well, you can't just be throwing people out under the bus full name.
Well, here's why. I have a coworker named Eric, fill in the blank, who brags every Monday at work about his sugar mamas. But this isn't like he accidentally runs into them or goes to websites for those sort of situations. He goes to auction houses, charity benefits, and estate sales to find older women of means. Do not date him. He is using you.
Oh boy.
So,
Oh boy.
do I say his last name?
No! Oh no. 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 Hopefully these older women, I don't know what we're talking about here age-wise, but like has someone in their life that can be like, make sure that the dude is on the up and up if they're much younger than you.
Should I say his name?
I don't think you should.
Text to hits in that message to 96893. Should I say Eric's last name? Producer Calvin, what do you think?
Yes.
Oh my God, of course. Producer Calvin is always trying to make the biggest drama for the radio.
For sure.
And I'm over here trying to help people out. No, I mean, listen.
Okay, how about this?
You're going to do what you're going to do, but I just feel like that we're not in how are people going to trust us to have their confessions?
I mean, but this is it. Well, she put it in the confession. So, okay, what do you think? Well, if the majority of the texts that come in over the next 24 hours say yes, then we will say his last name. If not, if people say no, then we won't. I'll leave it up to you and the Miguel and Holly fam.
Yes, give it to the people.
Absolutely. So we can take the responsibility off
That's
of us.
what I'm saying. I don't want that response. No. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm just trying to be responsible, okay?
Text that hits in that message if you think we should say, or we should say this guy's name on the air. Hits in that message to 96893.
Oh, I feel uncomfortable.
All right, it is 7:33. Now we got to get to blown off. Now, there are a lot of things that you do before you go on the first date. Should you ever do what Jessica did on this first date with Rodney? But what was it? Find out in 2 songs with Blown Off on Hits